If you're running an AI agency, make sure you watch this video all the way through. David is going to change your life.
All right, man. Thank you, Elon, for the intro. Guys, if you run an agency, as Elon said, this video is going to be transformative for your advertising, for your service delivery, and for your closing. And if you guys stick around to the end, I'm going to show you the one hack we use applying this that allowed us to close 5 massive clients in the last 7 days. But this video is going to be an in-depth click-by-click tutorial because I want to show you the exact softwares I use, exactly how I prompt the AI, the flow that I follow to create these, and also how you can use this to create ads. And this means that you can take recognizable characters from your niche so that your ads grab more attention. It allows you to stand out to your clients because they don't have to take the time to actually film and you can create clones of them. And if you want to take you or a client and put them in a crazy scenario to grab people's attention in your ads, it allows you to do that as well. And this is much more lifelike and much more controllable than Sora 2 or VO3 is, because I'm going to show you how to actually copy their exact voice, their exact features, put them in any scenario, and then animate it. And the way I'm going to walk you guys through this, instead of just making a random ad for a random industry, is I'm going to show you the clip you just watched of Elon in the intro, how I actually make that click by click, so that then you can apply all of those steps to your own ads, your own videos, your own VSLs, whatever that might look like. So without further ado, let's dive in. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and just snag a photo, right? And I already have the photo I selected, but I'll just show you here. It's from this TED Talk. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to Gemini. And this is like Google's version of ChatGPT. Now, once we're on Gemini, we're going to go to Tools. And we're going to go down to here, which is Create Images. Now, it has a little pumpkin next to it because it's 7:40 p.m. on a Halloween night. I'm making videos for you guys because that's how much I care about you. But normally it's going to have a banana icon here. Right now it has a pumpkin. And the image editing software is called Nano Banana, by the way. That's why it has the banana. But what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and paste your image here. And what we're going to do is we're going to prompt it. So what I'm going to do is I want to mess around with this and just show you guys the power of it. So I'm going to say put him in a bright red suit. Now, I think I may have mentioned this already, but you can just take the raw image, plug it straight in and turn that into a video and just go right off the image. And so if you want to do that, you don't need to follow this exact step, but I want to show you how you can play around with the initial image so you can have whatever you want before you turn it into a video. And boom, you can see here, he's in a bright red suit. It looks fantastic. And we're going to do something else to make this even crazier. So I put him in the bright red suit, said put a crown on him. I didn't like how that looked, so I changed it to a green baseball cap. I said make him look at the camera. I wanted to turn his head, so I turned his head. And then I put him at an outdoor venue. So this is the photo I want to do. But I just want you to look at how big of a change that is from the original, but how much you can like obviously tell that is Elon Musk, but completely different photo. Show you another one just so you can see. Like, look, you can completely change the entire like core of what the image is, right? I said put him in a podcast studio. Now, I don't really want to do the podcast studio one. I want to do the earlier one, but like this is the single best image editing sort of software on the internet, in my opinion. All right, guys, say hi to Elon Musk. You'll notice you have this little watermark here, and this is on any sort of Gemini created image, and I'm going to show you how to get rid of that super quick. So go over to Canva, and so now we went ahead and we put Elon into Canva, which is cool. And what we're going to do is we're going to go here and hit Edit, and then we're going to go to Magic Eraser. Boop, put a little circle there. His hand looks a little funky, but not enough to be an issue, and so I don't want to take that much time to do this. So boom, here we go. Here's Elon, no watermark. So this is the first thing. If you don't want to change the original image at all, this is where we're going to start in terms of actually like animating and going into the next step. Now, one quick thing I actually just did, and this is just for the people who want to fit it into a YouTube video or whatever. There is a tool here called Magic Expand, and you can hit that and it'll give you a couple different options. And you can expand your image to be bigger and sort of fill the screen. So, all right, so I'm going to go ahead and hit copy and then done here and save that screenshot. And now this is where the real magic happens. So next thing I'm going to have you guys do is go to a site called fall.ai, and you need to make an account here. So if you haven't, go ahead and do that. And I'm going to show you exactly which models you need to use. But go ahead and make that. Pause this if you need to, if you're following along, or watch us through and then come back. So let's go into the first model we're going to use. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit the Explore tab, and you're going to see a bunch of different things here. Now, you can spend a huge amount of time playing around with this. I'll tell you, I've spent plenty of time messing around with it, and I know which ones actually work. So I'm just going to cut to the chase and show you the best models to use if you're trying to create really accurate AI avatars and clones. But if you want to play around with it, it can be fun. This also works on a credit system. So there's not like a, hey, you pay a monthly subscription and you have X amount of, creations per month, right? You basically can use it as much as you want and it'll charge you, a couple of cents to a couple of dollars per video. So ranges in price. But what I want you to do is go ahead and check image to video, and I want you to go to Cling Video. And this is the section. It's going to pop up a little format that looks like this. Now what I want you to do is go ahead and drag and drop your Elon into there, and then you're going to go ahead and make sure you have the right aspect ratio, so 16:9, perfect. And then we're going to go ahead and do the prompt. And the prompt is actually quite simple. I like to keep it pretty basic since I'm not trying to put him in a crazy scenario. All I want is him to be talking to the camera calmly in the middle, as if he's in the middle of introducing something. So that's what we're going to go ahead and test. What you're going to do is you want to find your duration. I'm going to go ahead and pick a 10-second duration here. And you want to leave this here and you want to leave this here. Those are going to be defaults and they work best. So let us go ahead and hit run and see what it comes out with. Now heads up, running this can take a second. So while that's loading and while that's working in the background, I'm going to show you the next software we need to go to. So the next software is called 11 Labs. If you don't already, go ahead and create an account here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and hit the voices section and then hit create or clone a voice. Now when you get here, you're going to have a couple different options. So you're going to have professional voice clone. I don't ever use that. You're going to have voice design where you can come up with, hey, I want a sweet southern lady voice. But what we want to do is instant voice clone. And so it's going to take you to a page like this. You're going to hit record audio. You need to go ahead and enable the microphone. And we're going to set it there. And then I'm going to show you what to do next. Now, full transparency, this is not going to be a perfect voice clone. But what you want to do is you want to, on your phone probably, or your iPad or whatever, you want to find a clip of whoever it is speaking. And so obviously if it's yourself, easy, just speak into the microphone. But for this, right, if we want to get Elon Musk's voice, the way we're going to create a clone is by playing some audio. Now there's a very specific type of clip you want to find. You want to find a 30-second clip of just them talking without a lot of background noise, without an interviewer going back and forth with them. You want just them speaking, and you want it to be as clear as possible. And I'm just going to go ahead and record my own voice speaking so you can see it make a clone of me. So this is me speaking. I'm talking into it, and you want to basically get that clip of whoever's voice it is speaking for the full 30 seconds. The minimum you need is 10 seconds, but we want to get it as close to 30 seconds as possible because that's going to give the most accurate clone. It's going to get them saying different words and consonants and vowels so that it can pick up on different things and get the sort of nuance of it. So it's just about done picking up mine, so I'm going to go ahead and stop it. And you want to go ahead and hit the remove background noise. You want to play the recording here. And I'm just going to go ahead and record my own voice. Right, so you can hear me speaking. You're going to go ahead and hit next, and you obviously have all this, and you're going to go ahead and save the voice. Let me go ahead and show you the next step here. It's super simple. You're just going to go ahead and do generate speech. So you're going to go ahead and hit this. You want to go to the text to speech section here, and then we have here David clone. So I'm just going to show you what we literally just cloned. Hey there, my name is David. What's up? Then you hit generate speech, and it's very quick. Hey there, my name is David. What's up? So it's not perfect, right? So you can do regenerate. Hey there, my name is David. What's up? Right, and you can kind of change it out and see what works better. Hey there, my name is David. What's up? Right, and so you can see it's obviously a little bit sped up and not perfectly accurate, but you play around with it. So you want to up similarity, style exaggeration, stability, more stable. Change the speed. All right, I think this one's pretty good. Hey there, my name is David. What's up? Obviously a little bit flat towards the end, but close enough. Hey there, my name is David. What's up? Now, I messed around, and this is the intro I think I want to run. If you're running an AI agency, make sure you watch this video all the way through. David is going to change your life.
If you're running an AI agency, make sure you watch this video all the way through. David is going to change your life.
I think that's pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and hit the download button, and that will save Elon intro voice, and we're going to save that. And if we go ahead and pop back over to Fall AI, we have Elon talking here, and this is a great clip we can use. I made it a little bit longer than it needs to be, but pretty simple there. So I'm going to go ahead and download this file, and we're going to save it. It's going to be Elon speaking clip. Save that. And now I want you to go to Fall AI Sync-Lip Sync version 2 Pro. This is the best possible one, and what we're going to do is we're going to paste the audio and the video. We're going to just drag and drop them. It doesn't need to be a URL. All right, so you can see I got the Elon intro voice and the Elon speaking clip, and we're just going to go ahead and hit run. Now, while that's generating, and this one's a little bit quicker, I do want to show you guys one other really cool tool you can use here that can be super helpful. So Gemini can create basically keeping the exact person and then creating them in different scenarios with different outfits or whatever. I'm going to show you one other tool that can create variations on that person. So basically, if you go over to this Fall AI Flux /dev image to image, and this is intentional, by the way, it will create very different variations, right? So with Gemini, you can keep almost exactly the same person. That's the more useful one. But if you just want to mess around and you're like, let's say you're working with a roofer and you want different roofers, different actors or whatever. You put an image of that roofer in, you say create variations of this man in different scenarios, and then you hit run. And as you can see here, you get a bunch of different variations, and you can kind of mess around. If you keep the seed the same, you're going to get very similar outputs. You can change the number of image you do, and then strength and number of inference steps. This is basically how accurate it is. Just leave these on their defaults. Those are generally the best. And boom, we have our output. So this is what it looks like.
If you're running an AI agency, make sure you watch this video all the way through. David is going to change your life.
And here's the thing. I know you're probably thinking, okay, this doesn't look ultra realistic, but keep in mind, you are looking to see if this is AI, right? Because you obviously saw the entire process of making it. On top of that, we got our voice clone off of like a couple seconds of mediocre audio, so it sounds a little bit scratchy, right? If you have a person send you a longer clip and it's very clearly recorded, you're gonna get even more high quality likeness. And then obviously I also changed up this image even more. And so if you look at like the original image and you don't change it up at all with Gemini, it can look even more like that person to a T, right? When you turn that image to video using Kling, it's very accurate. But just so you can kind of see a couple different variations, right? This is an example of an ad. Obviously, we got an attractive woman, and here you go.
Here's why 95% of agencies have struggled this year, while 5% have scaled incredibly fast.
And notice, like, that looks very realistic, right? It's kind of hard to tell that's AI. And if you see those people that like have like their AI models or whatever, like this is how they're creating them. They're creating the image first because it's easier to get similarity between images and make those look ultra realistic, and then turning those into videos. And this is why it's so much more effective than using something like VO3 or even like Sora 2, because those are text straight to video, and so you have less control of the setting than you do when you do image generation. Also, image generation is a lot cheaper, so it's a better idea to create the images first and then turn those to videos. But there you go. It's not rocket science, but hopefully you see just how powerful this can be, not only on your B2B ads in terms of attracting people based around the AI angle and as a unique mechanism that your AI agency can offer, but also just from the fact that you're able to create clones of people they'll recognize, or even tell a client, hey, you never actually have to record a single ad in your life. It adds a huge amount of value to what you can actually offer. And as promised, I'm gonna give you the one thing that we added to our sales process that gave a massive boost to our closing rate, and it helped us close some really big clients. So essentially what we did is, especially when you're working with bigger clients that are, they have larger budgets, their main concern is wasting time, right? They're not as concerned about paying you and, losing the money. Obviously that is a concern, but it's more about, hey, I don't want to waste my time with someone who's not good. And so what a lot of people will do is they'll hop on and they'll kind of be like, yeah, here's what we've done for other people, or they'll just talk about what they can do. And obviously what happens there is you kind of blend in with the rest of the pack. You sound like everybody else. What we do, especially when we have a big client or someone we really want to close, is we do a lot of preparation beforehand. So we're going to go through, we're going to find out exactly what their business is doing, or we're going to figure out their unique angles, the things that make them stand out. And one of the things that we applied here that helped us get those 5 clients, as I mentioned, is we went and got images from their Facebook, right, of the CEO, and then we were able to get clips of him speaking, and we basically created an AI ad of him for his company before we ever hopped on. Now, it sounds a little creepy, right? All of this is weird and can sound a little stalkerish, but at the end of the day, like, this is the world we're living in, and you can either take advantage of it or not take advantage of it, and I rather make money off of it. So what we did is we made those ads for him in advance, and by having those ads prepared in advance, we looked so much more prepared than any other agency he talked to, right? Everybody else can say, hey, here's our ROAS, here's our examples of social proof, here's our unique mechanism for getting this done. When I said, hey, would you like to see a couple of our ads? And he said, yes, guess what I was able to pull up? Literal pre-done ads of him speaking, which completely broke his brain. And those advertisements were designed for his company, and we did really good copy for those ads as well, so that they actually sounded good. So he literally got to see what types of ads we would run for him before we ever ran them. But he didn't get access to our software, he doesn't know how we make them, so he still needs us to actually deliver and continue to make those ads. But as a result of that, a huge amount of trust was built in terms of not only our preparation we did beforehand, showing, hey, we're serious about doing business, we took the time, but two, he had no question in terms of the quality of ads and copy we could output, as well as the quality of videos. And we were able to add the bonus of, hey, we can save you a huge amount of time where you'd normally have to be sitting in front of a camera recording, dancing like a monkey, right? We can create these AI video ads for you and you never have to touch the camera again. And that was a huge value add and made it an absolute no-brainer for him to pull the trigger and go with us. It's simple things like that that make you completely stand out from every other agency in the space and gets you leaps and bounds ahead. This is just one of dozens and dozens and dozens of things we apply within our agency that's made it almost impossible for anybody to compete with us in every single industry we go into. We've taken over local business industries, we've taken over insurance industries, we've taken over lending industries, and I'm continuing to expand what industries our agencies work in, and I need partners for that. So if you're actively running an agency or you're looking to launch your first agency, you'd like to talk with me about getting mentored one-on-one, right? Not a group coaching program, not a course, but one-on-one mentorship to get your agency anywhere between $10,000 to $30,000 a month, and then talk about partnering and scaling to 7 figures together. This is just the very foundation, the most basic stuff we apply. If you want access to the really high-level advanced stuff that makes us stand out over everybody else in the industry, just have absolutely zero competition, then there's a link below you can book on to talk with me. I would love to speak with you if you're ambitious and actually excited about what's possible with AI and what's possible with this industry. With that said, take the stuff in this video, please go apply it because there's a lot of value in here, and if you actually use this, it's gonna make you stand out. And if you wanna learn a little bit more about how to actually run and write extremely profitable Facebook ads now that you're able to create them with AI, I'm gonna go ahead and put a video up here that you can go watch. I'll see you guys in the next one. Cheers.